Okay, thank you for your patience. We are now live on YouTube as well, and I will be recording the session as well. And those who have a problem staying on here or anything like that, you can certainly catch it live on YouTube. I have also okay, thank you for your patience.
Oops.
We are now live
YouTube
on
is
YouTube as
talking
well,
back to me.
and
Let me
I
just
will be
stop that.
recording the session as well. And those who have a problem staying on. Sorry, I just had to mute it on YouTube. Right. So, exciting day. I hope you had a wonderful day with your family yesterday. We certainly had a beautiful Christmas, and we thank God that we are still here to do this today. And I really appreciate your commitment, because a lot of people, like I said, we've got about 200 people in the classroom and only 25 of you are in here. We'll check later how many we've got on YouTube. Also need to just connect with the team, our classmates who are on YouTube. Let me just get onto my phone so that I don't forget about them as we go along. Okay. Because a lot of people, like I said, there we go. I already see one person on YouTube. If you can just put on the comments who you are, I'll appreciate that, and then we can welcome you as well. So as you are joining on YouTube, you can please just indicate in the comments in YouTube and the live chats who you are. So we have been together for the last 6 days, and today is day 7. We have been on WhatsApp. We never got to see each other. So what I'm going to ask, if people don't mind, I hope you all don't mind, if we can just put on your video, even if it's just like for a minute or half a second, just to put on your video, say hi to everyone, say hi to our classmates, and let's get started. Welcome, Ma'am Betty. I see you. Thank you that you've got your video on. Ndate Oriel, I see you and I welcome you. Thank you for having your video on. And is there, Osimpo, I see you. Osmasentle, welcome. Pumzi, welcome, Tate. I welcome you. Thank you so much. Nompumelelo, I see you. Thank you for putting your video on, and you are more than welcome. We've got Moffat Tsisebe. I think we've got 3 people from Tsisebe. Welcome. I saw that, and I think I made a boo-boo on Leia's thing, but I fixed that. And who else is willing and is brave to say hi to us? We've got a couple of people on the live chats in YouTube. Please, can you also just indicate, tell us who you are. Let's see you. Type something there. Let's see who you are, those who are with us on YouTube. Anybody else? Okay, I see. Oh, Mama, I remember you told me how to say your name. Jenoka. You are muted, Mama. Jenoka.
I'm Chinoka.
Welcome, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing the space with us. Okay, so I'm going to ask everybody to stay muted. Okay, the reason I'm going to ask you to stay muted is because it disturbs the order of things. I can already hear some feedback. I'm going to mute everyone now. I've muted everyone. I'm going to ask that people please stay muted, but if you do want to ask something, you are more than welcome to unmute yourself and ask the question. But if you're not going to be asking anything, let's just stay muted, or rather you can even type your questions in the chats if you want, and then I'll address that. Those who are also on YouTube, you can put your questions in the live chat there and I'll respond to them accordingly. Right, so exciting day. I am very excited and I am so proud of, of each and every person who has made it in here. You know what they say, that success starts by showing up, just showing up. So people I know said, you know what, I've committed myself to 7 days. And when I did that, I knew it was going to fall in between their Christmas time. And yet they made the time to actually stay until the end. So big ups to everybody. Let's get started. So today I've got a special presentation that I've put together for everybody. Now that we are not on, let me just share this presentation. Okay, share. Where is this? Okay, there we go. I've put together these slides for everybody just to sum up what we did. Remember when we started, when I introduced the class, I said we are going to be getting bite sizes of information every single day until at the end, we can sum it all up and you'll see this whole picture and you'll say, oh, okay, is that what cryptocurrency is? You know, nothing exciting about this. You know, it's very exciting, but nothing complicated if you want to keep it simple. And I certainly try to do that because people get intimidated by cryptocurrency. And I just wanted to make it accessible, to make it easy for people to understand it. And I hope I've achieved that. So let's just summarize what we went through. Why is my presentation not talking to me? So let's just summarize what we did in the last 6 days and then get into what you need to do going forward. So we started by talking about money. We said that you can't talk about Bitcoin, you can't talk, what is this? Oh, something funny happening. Okay, I don't need this. You can't talk about money, you can't talk about Bitcoin without talking about you can't talk about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin without talking about money. Not because people are making money out of it, but because it is money on its own. Cryptocurrency is money. You can see the word currency there. Crypto means secret, encrypted. So it's secret money, encrypted in that the way it is designed, it's using cryptography, which is encryption, which is what secures it, right? So when we talk about cryptocurrency, we said we're going to just that at the beginning to allow everybody to understand how we got to where we are today. We said that money as we know it has not always been like this. It has changed over time. And every time it was changing is to optimize the way people exchange value. What I mean is that one of the the primary functions of money is for it to work as a means of exchange. It allows us, it's a medium of exchange. It allows us to have that thing that we did not have. So whenever you need something, Hamama Janoka, they want something that she did not have, she'll go to the person that has got it. A typical example, you go to the shops. You need sugar, you go to the shops. What do you give them? You give them money and they give you the sugar. It's an exchange, right? But in any civilization, way before our time, there was no money as we know it. There were no rands, there were no coins, there were no notes. What they had was talking to each other. That was called the barter system. In that system, people had to be in close proximity to be able to do the exchange next to each other. And they would go into a discussion, into a negotiation. If we had Mam Kabile, for example, and Mama Betty, who were farmers, for example, Betty has got a farm and she's got maize. And we've got Mama Kabile that side, she's got cows. How would they facilitate this trade between the two of them if Mama Betty says that, you know what, I've got these cows, but it would be nice to have some maize. And it says, oh, Sister Baby, can I have some maize? Nothing from Mahana. Sister Baby is going to say, I also want something from you. Can I have a cow? And the two would get into a negotiation. Sometimes these negotiations were lengthy, they took time, but there was no middleman. It was just between the two parties. They would talk about it, discuss, exchange, and decide eventually that Sister Baby says, okay, Mam Betty, I can give you 100 kgs of maize, give me a cow. And then she'll say, no, but eventually they would agree and then it happens. Mam Betty gets maize, Sister Baby gets the cow. That was that, the barter system, simple as that. But what happens now when the Oriel comes? The Oriel comes, he is a shoemaker, and he says he wants some maize. Goes to Mam Krebi, says, Krebi, can I have some maize? Krebi says, you and the Oriel can right at the right time. I actually need shoes. Look at me, my heels are cracked, it's winter. The two discuss, go into a negotiation, they agree on an exchange. They could say 50 kgs of maize for a pair of shoes. Whatever they agree on is between the two parties. Remember, they had to be in close proximity. They had to be there to do the talking. We did not have phones and anything like that at that time. So they agreed. Now, comes 2 weeks later, the Oriel goes back to Sister Krebi and says, hey, Sister Krebi, you know what? I actually need some more maize. Sister Krebi says, the Oriel, I'm sorry, the shoes that you gave me that time, they're still good. I'm going to have these shoes for the next couple of years, so I'm good. Sorry, exchange can't happen. Does it mean that the Oriel now must go hungry? No. It means the system has to change. So the system had to change to accommodate the changing of specialization of tasks, and then it did that. So how did the system change? The community had to agree on what they deem as something that is valuable, something that is not easily reproduced, something that cannot be copied and counterfeited, and they agree this is going to what we value and see as a token that we can use to exchange value. The key word is that the community agrees. They determine what is of value to them. So they can take anything. They could take this mouse and give it value and say, this mouse is going to be. If they thought that it is difficult to get this mouse, it is very scarce, you cannot duplicate it, they would say, this thing, we value it so much, we can use it as an exchange, as a means of exchange. So now, in early civilization, what happened was that they started using things like cowrie shells. Cowrie shells in East Africa, they used that, was valuable to them. They could not just easily find them. And they thought, okay, we can use this, right? And then every community decides on what's valuable to them. We hear in communities like in the prison, cigarette is valuable to them. So it is their currency. They use it to get exchange favors or whatever it is. But the minute the prisoner steps out of prison to join the community, that currency does not work anymore. So it's same as that. The currency is valid for, well, at that time, was valid for that particular community that agreed upon it. Simple things that we see as simple today, like salt, and season our food, used to be very valuable. In some communities, it was used as a currency. When my son was important, it was a currency. So the community decides. So here's a community that decides that, okay, cowrie shells are going to be the thing. So how is it going to work? Let's go back to the example of Mam Kedi and Tete Oriel. So now Tete Oriel goes back to Mam Kedi and says, oh, Mam Kedi, I need some shoes, maize, please. Now she can say, give me 10 cowrie shells and I will give you 50 kgs of maize. Because she knows that the community accepts that as a token that can be used to exchange value. When she goes back to Mam Peti, when she now wants a cow and Mam Peti does not want maize at that time, she can give Mam Peti what? The cowrie shells. She can say, I want 100 cowrie shells for my cow. And the two would agree and do that. So what it means is that the barter system wanted people to be they wanted there to be a coincidence of wants, which means people had to want something at the same time. When it did not work, the system had to evolve to accommodate the change in the society. Now imagine this now. We in our community, we agree that cowrie shells are the thing to go. We are happy, we are trading, and then we get people out of our community coming into our community saying, we want to start trading with you. The Indians come into Africa with their spices. They land in East Africa. They say, oh, we've got spices for you. And we get excited. We say, we want to spice up our food. Can we give you some cowrie shells? And they said, what is that? We need something we can take back home, something that will be valuable to us. That is when the new form of money was born. We saw money made out of precious gold and silver. That could be used universally, even outside of your community. It was now adopted as the Now we've got this that is now adopted as the new form of money, but what happens? Money has to be easily transportable as well, isn't it? It has to be easily transportable. Now imagine you are a multi-millionaire, lady, Mama lady, I can't remember if Mama was Osi. Imagine now that you are a multi-millionaire, right? Good. Can you imagine carrying bags of gold? Number one, you become a target now to be, you become a target to be marked. Sorry, I'm just checking on our classmates in YouTube as well. You become a target now for being marked because now you are carrying bags of gold. Number two, how are you going to be doing this? Even multi-millionaire, you don't want to be carrying gold bars, gold coins. Doesn't make sense. Transportability now becomes an issue. Now things had to change as well. So that is when we saw the introduction of the first banks. Banks coming in saying, you know what, give us your gold. Bring the gold here. We are going to keep it for you. For safekeeping, leave it with us. We are going to give you a piece of paper. That piece of paper is going to say, George has given us so much gold. And when George gives you this piece of paper, we guarantee that if you bring it back to us, we'll give you the equivalence in gold. That was the birth of the new form of money. That is the birth of paper money. That was done by the Chinese, by the way. When they did that, the Americans came and said, what is this? We're not going to accept this. This does not work. This will never work. But today, do you know of any other country that does not have paper money? But when it was introduced, there was resistance. There is always resistance to change. So don't be surprised now, people pushing back on crypto. There has always been resistance to change. I know that this money that we have today, when the cards were introduced, my mom used to say, I don't want a card. She used to have a bank book from United Bank. And she said, I want my United Bank book, but she did not trust the new system. That is just resistance to change. Today, if you go to any shop and they say they don't accept cards, you're thinking, how are you doing business? We are looking forward to a day when we say that about crypto as well. When somebody says, I don't accept Bitcoin, you say, how are you doing business? So that's where we're going. So now in the 70s, gold was dropped as a standard. Our money, as we know it today, is not backed by anything. So when gold was dropped as a standard, every single country adopted their own currency, and that is called fiat currency. That was in the 70s. What we see now is that it seems like every 50 years, a new form of money is born. When fiat currency was born, this government-based money, we've got now the pound, the pula, the rand, the emalangeni from Swaziland, the Zambian kwacha, we've got Lesotho Maluti, we've got the Namibian dollar, we've got I mentioned the British pound, the US dollar, we've got Japanese yen. Those are fiat currencies, government-owned money. I cannot leave South Africa here and go to the US and expect to use rands. I cannot go to the UK and expect to use rands. I have to convert to their currency, and that is fiat currency, government-owned money. Government-owned money is not backed by anything. People tend to have that false sense of security to say, if my money is in the rand, my money is secure. It is backed by the South African government. Our money is only backed by market sentiment. It is worth what everybody else out there says it is worth. If people decided that they are going to stop doing business, if the international markets decided that they're not going to do business with South Africa, what's going to happen? The value of the rand is just going to go, whew, because the market sentiment is that low. What happened to Zimbabwe, our neighbors? The Zim dollar does not exist anymore. When I got clever to exchange rates, the Zim dollar was quite a currency. The rate of the Zim dollar to the rand was 1 to 3, yeah. So which means that if you had 6 million Zim dollars and you came to South Africa, you would have 2 million rands, which means it was still a good currency. You could still be a multimillionaire. But look at what happens when you are putting your money in money that is backed by the government, government-based money, fiat currency. What happened in Zim was that there was a negative sentiment around Zim as a whole. There was political turmoil. The economy went down because there were sanctions against Zim. No one wanted to do business with Zim. That impacted the markets. They went into hyperinflation. The Zim dollar got devalued to nothing. Now there was Jackie. Jackie, you were a multimillionaire in Zim. You had multi-million Zim dollars. You were a multimillionaire. When the currency was devalued because of the market sentiment and what the world says about Zim, and the sentiment around the market sentiment dropped, that took the Zim dollar value down. They went into hyperinflation. There was Jackie, who was a multimillionaire. Suddenly, your millions cannot even be moved out of Zim. They are worth nothing. Do you think that the Zim dollar at that time came and said, oh, but Jackie was a multimillionaire. Now people are using the US dollar. Let's give it the equivalence in US dollars. No. Suddenly, your multimillionaire status just went to nothing because the paper that you've got in the form of money is now worth nothing. That was the problem with fiat currencies. Market sentiment, the political situation, what the government decides impacts you. If something like that happened in South Africa today and you've got millions in rands and we go into hyperinflation, the economy collapses, your rands are going to be worth nothing. You can't take and say, now I'm going to buy US dollars like we can now. You can't, because nobody is going to want to buy your rand. So that is the problem with fiat currency. In 2008, there was a global economic meltdown because the governments, the banking institutions made bad financial decisions that impacted them in such a way that they had to be bailed out. And who bailed them out? The governments bailed them out. Using what? Using your money. What did they do? They started printing more money. When government prints more money, inflation goes up, it devalues the currency. And then we find ourselves in a mess because people who had invested money started seeing their money going into naught, reducing into nothing. And people said, no. We have to find a solution. We have to find a way of keeping our money without our money losing value. What can we have the people's money? People controlled by us, where a government will have no say in our money, where we will decide how much of the money we are going to print, how much it is going to go into circulation, when it is going to circulation. We will decide how to secure this system using the blockchain. That is when Bitcoin was born in 2009, after the economic meltdown of 2008. This money came to rescue us from the snare of the governments. This money came to rescue us, to say we can have control of how much our money means. Nobody is going to be making decisions in such a way that it impacts our money, because everything is going to be based on mathematics. This digital currency is based on mathematics. We are going to have rules in place that will be executed through computer programs, and they will not be able to be changed. We are going to call that the blockchain. We are going to use hashing to secure it, and we are going to get the community. Anybody who chooses to be part of this solution is going to come in, buy a mining machine. We will start checking each other in a consensus system. In the Bitcoin space, that consensus system is called proof of work. We are going to get together and we are going to decide, when Maggie says she is sending money to anybody, we are going to check Maggie out, because we are going to keep track of this. When Maggie says, I'm going to send money to Emma, we are going to check on Maggie, because we are going to have a system in place locked into the blockchain that says you are going to be hashing out, doing some mathematics. And when you do that mathematics, we will check each other and we are going to say, okay, Maggie, you are trying to send coins to Emma. Do you have those coins? Who's going to check? The entire community that is in there. And we are going to have record. Each person is going to have a record of these transactions. We are going to keep them on our machines, because we are going to download it from the master machine, and that is all called the blockchain. The blockchain is an audit trail of transactions that is used by miners to be able to confirm transactions, to be able to say, yes, these people have got what they've got. And then once they confirm that Maggie indeed has those coins that she is sending to Emma, they will update the records. Every computer will have a copy of the same record. That is called decentralization. Each and every computer is going to have a copy of exactly the same transactions that we call the general ledger. So a decentralized general ledger is what the blockchain is all about. And it came to say we do not have to depend on governments. Let us free ourselves from that. And this solution is coming after about 50 years. Remember fiat currency? In 1971, gold was dropped as a standard and fiat currency had to change. I mean, we changed from gold coins and all that and got into paper money and got into fiat currency. Now we are changing again, because fiat currency is no longer working for us. If you put your money in fiat currency today, it's going to lose value over time because of inflation, because of how the governments are managing our money. It loses value over time. What do I mean when I say your money is losing value over time? It means that every single year, prices are going higher and higher and higher. Your money is buying you less and less and less over time. Let's use an example so that you can see. And those who, I mean, when I was growing up, my mom used to work and she used to get 8 rands a week. She's got 4 kids. She's a widower. She's got 4 kids. She had 8 rands a week. With that money, she got a train to work every morning. She bought us food. She paid us school fees. She bought our school uniform. She bought us clothes. And we had nice Christmases with new Christmas clothes. Today, 8 rands will not buy you a loaf of bread. Not even. Why? It has lost money over time. We've got Osmosidi here who says to us, you know what? I've got a daughter who is 10 years old. When my daughter turns 21 in 11 years time, I am going to buy her an apartment, because Osmosidi was driving around Waterfall and she saw Waterfall Estate, went in, saw a beautiful apartment, 2 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2 bathrooms, 3 bedrooms, dining, lounge. And she said, beautiful. I want to give this as my daughter. I want my daughter not to struggle. My daughter will not pay black tax, but my daughter is going to have a property waiting for her, because she's a good mom, right? And she says, and she asked, how much is that property? They said, oh, today you can pay 1.5 million for that. And they said, you know what? I also want to give my daughter the pleasure of choosing her own property. So I'm going to take this 1.5 million rents and I'm going to save it. So she says, because when she's 21, I wanted to come buy a 3-bedroom apartment, 2 bathrooms, 1 lounge. And she's got this dream. And she puts away her 1.5 million. And she says, this is going to get my daughter a beautiful apartment. I am going to be that mom, you know? And so she does that. And then maybe her 1.5 million over time gets some interest. It gets to 2 million rands. is also happy about her 2 million. It is 11 years later. Her daughter is 21. It says, my baby, come here. Mommy put away 1.5 million away for you 11 years ago. It has grown. It is now 2 million rands. Baby girl, there's an apartment. Go to Waterfall. 3 beds, 2 baths. Mom is going on and on, excited about this. And baby girl says, Mom, how much did you say? Mama says, 2 million rands, my baby. 2 million set aside for you. And where did you say I must go, Mama? She says, baby girl, let's go to Waterfall. 3 beds, 2 baths. I saw it when you were still 10 years old. I'm making my dream come true and giving this to you. Baby girl says, Mama, 2 million. That's going to give you a bachelor pad, not even a 1-bedroom. And she would be right, because your money has lost value over time. So the question is, where do you want to put your money? Do you want to put your money where value is lost over time? Or do you want that at that time, when you cash out 11 years later, you can say, my baby, I put away 1.5 million in Bitcoin. Today, my baby, it is worth 50 million rands. And you can get an apartment, my baby, for 20 million rands or for 15 million rands. That apartment that I saw for 1.5, my baby, it's now worth 15 million. And the money that I put away is now worth 50 million. That is what you want. Because Bitcoin has proved itself to be deflationary character. Please, can I ask that we all stay muted? Unless, of course, you want to ask something. I'm going to mute again. Okay, so you want to be putting your money in something that is growing in value over time. We said our money is devalued by inflation, but deflationary means that it is growing in value over time. I'm going to show you in the last slides how early adopters of Bitcoin became multimillionaires. By the way, you are still an early adopter because the last Bitcoin is going to be mined in the year 2140. Because Bitcoin mining is going to be happening until then. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins. Do you know what that does? The fact that there is a limit to the number of Bitcoins, 21 million. And the world population is almost 8 billion now, 7 point something billion world population. Bitcoin is a global currency, which means you can use it anywhere in the world. But there's only 21 million that will ever be there. What does this mean? There is scarcity. It means, and what we know for sure is that demand for Bitcoin keeps going higher and higher and higher and higher. Demand for cryptocurrencies is going higher and higher and higher. Now, when the demand is going up, but there's only a limited amount, that is going to drive the price up. When demand is going up, but the supply is limited, the price goes up. That's not only the case with Bitcoin, with any market. Has anybody ever been to maybe Limpopo or to Mpumalanga and you are at the markets and you get bomama, those who are selling, let's say they're selling mangoes in those pots, study plants. Mango, 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 mango. You've got an line of these ladies selling mangoes. You go to the first one and you say, Mama, how much is that pot of mangoes? And they say, oh, my baby, you can pay for 50 rand. And you say, hi, Mama, let me go and try the other lady next door. What's Mama going to say? No, and it's okay. Let me see if I can get it for you cheaper. I'll give it to you for 40 rands. And then you keep saying, hi, Mama, no. No. It's okay, Mama, 40 rands. I hear you. Thanks for reducing, but I'll still go to the lady next door. Hi, Mtanam. I'll give it to you for 30. Then you hear the other one says, I can give it to you for 20, Mtanam. And then Lo Mama starts saying, okay, my baby, take it for 20. The price moved from 50 to 20. Why? Because there was a lot of supply, but the demand was less. It was only Maggie. But now listen to this. If there wasn't a lot of these and Maggie wanted these mangoes, this lady could have said 100 rands and I would have taken the mangoes. The price, because the demand is high. If there were 5 of us wanting the mangoes and Mama says, these mangoes are 50 rands. And then Jackie says, Mama, I can take them for 60. Maggie says, Mama, Mina, I'll take them for 80. And then George comes and George says, Mama, give me those mangoes for 150 rands. because there's a lot of demand and the supply is limited, the price goes up. We saw this when COVID started. What happened to the price of ginger and garlic? No, because suddenly there was so much demand for them because they said they were the immune boosters and there wasn't a lot of supply. The price goes up. It works the same way. So that limit in the number, if you're wondering what drives the price of Bitcoin, it's supply and demand. It is kept limited so that the price goes higher and higher and higher. That works in your favor because you wanting to make money. You want to make money and put it in something that is going to grow in value over time. And we've introduced two cryptocurrencies to you, Bitcoin Vault and Electric Cash. Bitcoin Vault is seen as a store of value precisely for the same reason. But when I show you these two coins, the idea was to introduce to you the fundamental analysis that goes into you getting yourself some crypto. Fundamental analysis is that you need to do for yourself. When you are introduced to a new cryptocurrency, you need to ask yourself certain questions. I said to you, every cryptocurrency, it's a project that somebody has seen a problem, said, I see this problem. I think we can solve it like this, but let's use the blockchain to do that, and let's attach a cryptocurrency to it. Bitcoin Vault, Electric Cash, they were born from one person, Eyal Avramovich, a guy from Poland who runs a business called MindBest. He's a serial inventor. He has invented multiple things over time that have been adopted and sold millions of rand. He got into crypto, loved Bitcoin and said, oh, I love this Bitcoin. Oh, people can make so much money. Oh, institutional investors could be jumping into this Bitcoin. But this Bitcoin cannot reverse transactions. It was designed as such. That is the beauty of the blockchain technology. We did not want anybody fiddling. Again, we've got no middleman. We've got no bank. We don't want anybody fiddling with transactions. We want to do cancellations and reversals. It was designed to be immutable. You cannot change it. But Eyal said, but maybe if institutional investors would jump onto the crypto wagon, if they had the security and a sense of security that if anything goes wrong, I can reverse my transaction. Right now, if you are trying to send Bitcoin to Masentle and you made a mistake in the address, that's it. You can't do anything about it because Bitcoin transactions are anonymous. Who are you going to go to and say, where did that thing land? Whoever got it, that's their luck. You won't even know who they are. Yes, it's a public general ledger. You can go and say, there's my transaction. It went there, but who is there? You don't know. So that gives some institutions a bit of, I can't go in all the way, And Eyal said, can we fix this? But to fix this, he had to start his own coin. We call that in the crypto space forking, the crypto forks into something else. They use the same as Bitcoin, but create a new chain. Bitcoin Vault is not the first fork that we are seeing from Bitcoin. We've got Bitcoin Gold, we've got Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Vault says, I am going to provide a solution that allows people to actually cancel transactions, to actually reverse transactions. Then you ask yourself, but if the blockchain is immutable, how is Bitcoin Vault getting it right? Eyal said, what if we delay the commitment of the transactions onto the blockchain? Let's delay that. And when we do that delayed by 24 hours, it means if Masentle is trying to send coins to Nompumelelo and she realizes that, oh, I made a boo-boo, she's got 24 hours to say, I made a mistake, let me cancel that. So the problem was that transactions are not reversible. You can't cancel them. The solution was that we are going to provide a 3-key solution, because when they said that they are going to delay the transactions by 24 hours, somebody said, 24 hours? I'd rather stick with Bitcoin because Bitcoin transactions are 10 minutes. But then Eyal said, I've thought about that as well. So he gives the 3 keys. The first one just gives you access to your wallet. The second one you can invoke if you want fast transactions. You've got a choice between ultra fast and ultra secure. You've got that. You can decide for yourself what you want to do. So now if you choose ultra fast, you invoke the key that says ultra fast. If you choose ultra secure, you invoke that key. That is the solution out there. The next question for yourself is that, will that solution actually work? Is there anybody who will be looking for such a thing? Why are you asking yourself that question? Because you are asking yourself, will this coin take off as Bitcoin did? If your answer is yes, and you're comfortable, then you can say, I'm going to put my money in this. I'm going to try this thing out. I believe in this solution. The reason that I believe in this solution, I'm a software developer, by the way. I'm an IT consultant. I program. And sometimes I think about the solutions that we can build as programmers. And then I think about Bitcoin Vault, and I think Bitcoin Vault now, they are also trying to get into the decentralized finance space. When they get into the decentralized finance space, it means that solutions can be built on top of that. Decentralized apps can be built on that. They did that by introducing something called a wrapped Bitcoin. Wrapped is a Binance chain coin. So now, Binance Smart Chain coin. Now, when they've done that, I thought, it means that maybe in the near future, our banks could use decentralized apps based on Bitcoin. This is just me thinking as a programmer. And then I said, imagine you are sitting in here. You are sitting in here, and suddenly your phone goes tweet, 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 and you check, message, 50,000 rands just left your account. And you're thinking, I didn't do that. I was listening to Maggie. Immediately you get out of this Zoom call, you go phone your bank. If you are lucky, it's a Sunday public holiday. Do they work 24 hours? I don't know. Let's assume they're working 24 hours. You phone in and you get somebody and you say, 50,000 rands just left my account. Tomorrow morning, I was going to go and put a deposit on my car. I need that money. And they say, oopsie, our fraud department is not active for 24 hours. We are going to log a ticket for you. Somebody is going to call you tomorrow morning. In the meantime, we are going to block your account so that no money comes through. And Nompumelelo is thinking, oh my head, I need this money tomorrow morning. So, but she's happy that they are going to stop the account. Tomorrow morning, Nompumelelo is not receiving a call from her bank. She phones her bank and she says, bank, my money left my account last night. I need the money. Bank says, oh, ticket number, please. She gives them the ticket number. Bank checks and says, okay, this is been sent to our fraud department. We are investigating it. And when they say they're investigating it, I'm telling you, they are trying to check if you did not somehow give away your money, your banking details or something. They are trying to check if you did not mess up and compromise your account, but they're investigating. How long are they investigating for? You don't know. In the meantime, you don't have your money. You can't go make a deposit tomorrow. And then now I say, imagine this, just imagine. Imagine we have moved along. 5 years later, 3 years later, banks have seen Bitcoin Vault. Banks are thinking this is the great thing since sliced bread. They are building applications on top of it. Building applications meaning that they are employing Bomegi to write programs. Now imagine your bank has got an app that says, our people, we are using the technology in the crypto space called Bitcoin Vault, Wrapped Bitcoin Vault, to create applications that will allow our people, same scenario. Now we've got Nompumelelo. She is sitting in here. Money leaves her account. She's got it in this platform that has been built as a decentralized finance space with her bank. And she sees, she's sitting in here, 50,000 rands is leaving my account. That's not me. No stress. She goes into her app, says cancel, invokes the cancellation key from the 3 keys of Bitcoin Vault. She says cancel, immediately money, boom, again, back into her account. Didn't have to make a phone call. Did not have to involve anybody else. That is what I see as Maggie. I'm not saying that's how things are going to work, but I keep imagining because I'm in this space of programming and I'm thinking, that is a possible solution. And I'm thinking, if that happens, there's going to be such demand for Bitcoin Vault. And I'm thinking, Megs, buy yourself some Bitcoin Vault now. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know if it will go on that way. But because of the solution that is there, I'm thinking there is value, not price, value, business value in this solution. And I am going to buy into it. That is how you start applying your mind with each and every cryptocurrency. Do you think there will be adoption? Cryptocurrency thrives on adoption. Bitcoin Vault, Electric Cash, they also have a limited number of coins, 21 million coins. That limitation is powerful. Electric Cash even introduced something else to try and push the price up called staking. We spoke about it yesterday. They have got, so electric cash, moving on to that, when you look at its fundamentals, they said, same guy, Yael Abramovich says, when Bitcoin was introduced, it was meant to be a transactional coin. People are not using it to transact anymore. Makes sense. When you want to go to the shops, imagine now you are a multimillionaire, you are a globetrotter, you are here and there. Today you are in Dubai, tomorrow you are in the States. You are that person, right? And you live at the airport. And when you go there, you want to check in, you want to quickly buy a coffee and move on. Imagine trying to pay for that coffee with Bitcoin. 10 minutes. They're going to call you in the intercom that you need to be going, the boarding gates are closing. You don't want to be that person, right? So what do? You're thinking, I need something faster. I need to pay and go. Yes, I'm in crypto. I love crypto. I need to pay and go. Electric cash is designed to do that, to be a transactional coin. Not only that, the fees for Bitcoin Vault are a bit pricey. Yes, they are still cheaper than what we see in the fiat space, but they are a bit pricey. For example, the average transaction fee for Bitcoin is about $14, which means about 200 rands or so. Now imagine this. Imagine you are paying for that coffee at the airport. The coffee is 40 rands, and then transaction fees are 200 rands. It does not make sense. In that case, you don't want to pay with Bitcoin. If, for example, you're buying a house, your house is worth millions, and then your estate agent, PM Golding, whoever it is, says, we accept Bitcoin as payment, and you say, okay, boom, send them 2 Bitcoins to get your 2 million rands house, whatever it is, send them 2 Bitcoins, transaction fees, only 200 rands, it makes sense, right? To use Bitcoin in that state. But when you want to be going to the shops with just your mobile and want to use crypto, you are probably looking at using cash, because electric cash says we are going to give you this reduced fees. Reduced fees, I know, Maggie, personally, the whatever package, I must go and find out what package it is that I have with Standard Bank. When I swipe, every time I swipe, I can swipe in the same shop 2 times because I forgot things. I will be charged 5 rand each. I think 5 rand each or something like that. I can't remember. Every single one. Go to Pick and Pay, get charged. Go to Woolies, get charged. I don't like these fees because for me, every cent counts. I don't know about you, but I count every cent. When those ladies at the till don't give me my 5 cents, I say, can I have my 5 cents, please? When you start appreciating money, you know that every cent counts. So when electric cash comes and says you could even get free transactions, and I'm thinking they're onto something. I'd love to be able to pay. I get we all sometimes like free things. I'd like to be able to pay and not get charged. But somebody says, Maggie, there's nothing for Mahala. Where is the catch? The catch is in that but electric cash has got what is called an incentivized staking program. What is staking? Staking is when you keep your coins for a certain period. You lock them in to the platform, say, I'm not going to use it for this period. And they incentivize you for that. If you think about it in our banking system, the banks have got a product called fixed deposit. The fixed deposit product says that you are fixing you put your money in there. And then you say, I'm not going to touch this money. I'm not going to withdraw it, bank. Hold this money for me. You decide 6 months, 1 year, whatever terms they've got. You say, I'm going to fix my money in there. The bank wants you to do that because they want to keep your money for as long as possible, because then they use your money to borrow it to the next person, right? So they want you to keep your money there as long as possible. So they will incentivize you by giving you better interest rates. So in the electric cash space, they incentivize you to keep your coins, and they will give you incentives. But why do they want to incentivize you? Why do they want you to keep your coins? Surely you would be thinking that they want you to spend these coins. No, when you keep your coins for a certain period, you are reducing the number of coins in circulation. When you reduce the number of coins in circulation and the demand goes up, remember what we said, scarcity. The demand goes up, it drives the value goes up. So it is part of the mechanism that they are using to drive the value of the currency up. When the value of the currency goes up, demand goes up, you want that coin and you want it to make money for you. So they are incentivizing us to keep the coins locked in. And they do that by giving you more coins, by giving you electric gas. Electric gas is then what is going to pay for your transaction fees. And then they're also giving you governing power to be able to have a say in how the project works, to a voting mechanism within that. So that is electric cash. Now, what you need to understand is that when you are introduced, I'm going to show you just now, there are more than 15,000 cryptocurrencies out there. When it's introduced to you, don't just do it because Maggie said. I'm just showing you 2 now that I am currently involved with. When I went for Solana, I went to check what does Solana do. You must understand, when I decide to put my money in, I'm not going to say Sponelo told me about Solana. Yes, if I'm too lazy, I'll go and buy it what Sponelo said I'll buy, because I trust that Sponelo has done his homework, so he's doing my homework for me. But if I don't have a Sponelo next to me, by the way, Sponelo is my business partner. We do sessions on Wednesdays where we teach people about cryptocurrencies. He's all the way in the Kingdom of Swatini, and we get together on Wednesdays and we teach people about cryptocurrencies over Facebook. Okay, we're doing it via WhatsApp, we do it over Facebook with Sponelo. And if he says, Max, watch out for this one, I say, okay, I'm going, but because I trust him. Now you are going to trust some celebrity who said, we heard about Queen Maggie. Maggie has paid that celebrity to say that. Who knows? Maggie's coin may just collapse the next day. So because you did not do a fundamental analysis, you lose your money, because you've put your money in there because a certain celebrity said something, you go into it, and then the next day you hear that the coin has crashed. And then you go and look and say, but what solution was this thing supposed to be offering anyway? And you realize that there was no substance to that. So we did these two to show you that you need to do your own fundamental analysis. The very important thing that people want to know is, how do people actually make money? How do you make money out of this crypto? Why should I even be bothering to own these coins? Why should I care about these coins? Right? So look at this. This is how people are making money. You need to understand this. This is how money is made in crypto. Look at this. Let's talk about this, the history of Bitcoin, of the price of Bitcoin. In 2010, one Bitcoin was R1.40. Okay. Now, R1.40, which means instead of buying Vuvuzela, Makarapa, the Bafana Bafana t-shirt, we were all doing that because we were hosting the Soccer World Cup, and we were all excited. Somebody somewhere knew about Bitcoin. They read the white paper by Satoshi Nakamoto. They understood it. They said, I'm going to go for this. They bought 140 rands, got 100 Bitcoins. Because one Bitcoin was only R1.40. In 2012, 3 years later, one Bitcoin is now 195 rands. So which means 100 Bitcoins were now worth 19,500 rands from R1.40 within 3 years. Get to 2013, one Bitcoin is now 9,000 rands. Oops. So 100 Bitcoins are now 900,000, because one is 9,000. 100 is 900,000, almost 1 million. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 years later from R1.40. You tell me where you have ever seen such crazy growth. That is cryptocurrency. Now, in 2014, just to highlight that as much as it appreciates in value, it's not appreciating in a straight line. In 2014, one Bitcoin dropped from 9,000 rands, more than half, just under half, sorry, to 4,900 rands, just over half, under half, went down, 4,900. But still, coming from R1.40, now you are sitting with 490,000 rands. That's a lot of money. Let's check what happens in 2017. One Bitcoin is now 300,000 rands. A 100 Bitcoins are now worth 30 million rands. That's how many years? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 years. If you had kept your 100 Bitcoins and did not sell them, you would have moved from R1.40 to 30 million rands. I got introduced to cryptocurrency in 2017. At that time, a lot of people that I knew had started much earlier. I remember when one Bitcoin hit 300,000, people saying it's a year of title deeds. Do you know what they were doing? They were selling their Bitcoin because now they suddenly became multimillionaires. People like you and me who were not born with a silver spoon in their mouth, who are not trust fund babies, who did not inherit money from, who never thought they would even own 500,000 rands. They were now multimillionaires. Those who were clever cashed out and started buying property cash, accumulating title deeds. So moving money out of crypto into more tangible assets that are going to give them money over time, collecting title deeds. What happens when people, look at this, the price went down in 2018. At some point, it went as low as 48,000 rands from 300,000 rands. The naysayers were saying, we told them that this Bitcoin is going to crash. Because you got some people who, when it was crazy because the price was just going higher, 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 higher. Now you got some people like maybe Bomama Pulani, so who got in when it was there, and they said, they said one Bitcoin is going to be worth $1 million US. It's only 300 rand. Let me 300,000. Let me start buying. They started buying, but they bought at the time where those who have made millions out of it, those who are saying the year of title deeds, are now selling off their coins. Remember what I said earlier? In any market, when there are more sellers than there are buyers, the market goes down. The price goes down. There it was, 2017. Those who have made it, who are multimillionaires, are selling. They are selling. And then you get those, maybe, who are saying, we are starting out. And then when they started out and the price started dropping, because now we've got more sellers, those who've got a lot of money, they also see this going down. There is Mama Pulani. She had put in 100,000 rands. Now she's washing this. And it's going down. It's now 50. And she's saying, it's going down. She says, before it gets to zero, let me cash out. Then we get a lot of people also who bought in at a very high price, also starting to sell. We call those panic sellers. They did not believe in the asset. They panicked. And they thought, I don't want to lose all my money. They started. And when we get the panic sellers, they feed into the number of people selling. So they are feeding into the price going down. But we get those who understood Bitcoin, that this is money for the future, who understood the markets, that I cannot be selling at a loss. I cannot buy when one coin is 300,000 and sell when one coin is 62,000. I can't lose all my money. I'm holding on. If it got that far and that high, and I understand the fundamental analysis, they are saying, surely it's going to go up again. And when it does, I'm still going to have my coins. And they start seeing that they are seeing this and saying, it's a bargain. They are buying more. They buy more. They keep buying. They hold on. They said, I'm going to hold on to these coins for 5 years. What happens? 1, 2, 3 years later, not only does it reach this 300,000 mark, it goes over. And they said, I'm going to hold on. And in 2021, we saw one Bitcoin hit an all-time high of one Bitcoin being worth 1 million. 1 million. It came from 1 rand 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years later. It is 1%. It's 12 years too long. People come into the crypto space and they want to put in money and they want to make a lot of money in a few months. Some people, even days, they will tell you that Maggie, so-and-so came to me, said, give me 3,000 rands. In 7 days, it will be 30,000 rands. People believe that, not understanding how this thing works. And they say to me, they said they are buying Bitcoin for me. It's going to be 30,000 in 7 days. And I give them 3,000 rands. And then they came back to me and said, in 7 days, you did not make 30,000, you actually made 70,000. But now to release your 70,000, you must pay more money. And people keep doing that. You need to understand that nobody can tell at any point in time how much the value of Bitcoin is or any other cryptocurrency. So how do they guarantee you 900% increase in 7 days and you buy into it? Now, scammers out there know what you want to hear. They will tell you what you want to hear. Bitcoin vault. I want to look at Bitcoin vault. The story is the same. One Bitcoin vault in 2019, when it was launched, December of 2019, was 18 rands. 18 rands, one Bitcoin vault. 8 months later, one Bitcoin vault was 8,500 rands. Now, if you had 1,800 rands in 2019 December, you would have gotten yourself 100 Bitcoin vaults. A few months later, when one Bitcoin vault is now 8,500 rands, your 1,800 rands would have been worth almost $1 million. But at this time, a lot of people knew what had happened with Bitcoin, and they understood what ER was trying to achieve with Bitcoin Vault. They did not buy for 1,800 rands. They put in hundreds and thousands of rands. Yes, it was a gamble because they only knew and believed in the project. They did not know it would go up so fast. When it did that, they did not just make 850,000 rands. They became multi-millionaires in Bitcoin Vault. But I promise you, they did not know it was going to happen like that then. The same thing we are saying. They started selling off out of crypto into more tangible assets. We got a lot of sellers. The price went down drastically so. Panic sellers started selling. As I'm talking to you, one Bitcoin vault is probably about 200 rands now. We'll go check it just now. Do you now say this coin has failed, I'm not interested? Or are you going to say, because it used to be that, and now it's selling at 200 rands, I'm going to get myself some, I think it's probably 100 rands now. I think it's about 100 rands. Last week it was selling at 97 rands. So are you going to say, Lena, it's a failed coin? Or are you going to say, I have caught it at the right time. I have been given an opportunity to buy. It's all up to you. You need to start applying your mind like that. People need to change their mindset when it comes to being in the crypto space. We find that people are expecting money to grow from nowhere in the crypto space. Money is grown in the price of Bitcoin Vault is determined by the market. You go and find financial advisor, right? And they come and show you their different portfolios. They're saying, okay, you can buy ETFs, you can buy this portfolio of unit trusts. They give you different options. Then they'll say to you, by the way, this is how this portfolio performed in the last 5 years. And they tell that this is what we've given the inflation projections of so much, we are projecting and we think it will go up by this much. And they're normally talking about my 5%, 2.5%, 6%. They've got the balanced portfolio. They've got the high risk one for those ones who've got a higher risk appetite. And then they say to you, past performance, you're showing what it's done before. Past performance does not guarantee future performance. They tell you that, and you are okay with it. And they tell you that over the next 5 years, this is what it's going to look like, but we don't guarantee that. You are okay with that. But when you come to the crypto space, when Maggie says there are no guarantees, past performance, when I show you this graph, I say that is how it performed. This is the fundamental analysis. This is the solution. I'm not sure what it's going to do in the future. You say, Maggie, I want guarantees. If you don't give me guarantees, Maggie, I'm sorry, I'm not with you. And then somebody is listening. This somebody says, they want guarantees. They give you guarantees. And they say, for sure, you are going to make so much. And you go for it. And they disappear with your money. Do not be looking for guarantees. Understand, when somebody says, we guarantee that you are going to make 1,000 rands every day for the next 10 years. Ask yourself, there's millions of us. Where are they going to get this 1,000 rands every month for 1 million of us? Where is the money coming from? Money in crypto does not grow from trees. It comes in you owning the asset, and the price of the asset goes up. The more of the asset you have, when the price goes up, the more money you will have. And how far it's going to go up, you don't know, because we cannot predict these things. So that is now Bitcoin Vault, electric cash. Oh, by the way, when you look at Bitcoin Vault year to year, from March to March, it had gone out 218%. Yet you want guarantees, and yet you are going to say, no, thank you, Maggie. But your financial advisor was showing you 5% per annum, no guarantees, and you were happy with that. Think again about where you want your money to go. Electric cash, they all tell the same story. Understand the fundamentals. In about 4 months, it had gone up 69%. Check it out for yourself. The moral of the story, you need to be collecting as much cryptocurrency as possible. Find out more about that crypto. Put your money in it and hold on to it for a certain period. Hold on to it. Hodl it. The more of it you have over time, the more money you will have over time. So I just want to quickly look at this video. Where is it? The more cryptocurrency coins you have, the more money you will have when the value goes up. So you are better positioned if you can collect more and more and more cryptocurrency coins. Then use them to do life. Pay off your debt, go on holiday, buy your dream car, buy your dream house. And without having to spend more money from your own pocket, get more cryptocurrency coins and get more cryptocurrency coins and get more cryptocurrency coins. And the value goes up again, you have more money. That is how real wealth is created. That is how you should create wealth. That is how many people are creating their wealth. And you are better positioned if you join them. So what are we saying? What we are saying, let me just show you this. To make money in crypto, you have to own crypto. Let's move this thing out of the way. Let's use an example. Let's say you've got, let's say you've got 10,000 rands. And one Bitcoin is BTC, one Bitcoin is 1,000 rands. My machine has moved. 1,000 rands. And this is how much you've got. And you say, Maggie, I want to buy Bitcoin. I said, 1,000 rands. You said, okay, I'm going to buy. So it means you are going to buy 10 Bitcoins because you've got 10,000 rands. Let's say you go onto a platform like Luno, you pay that, and then you check, you see your balance is 10,000 rands. A week later, 4 weeks later, however long, the price of Bitcoin goes up. Now one Bitcoin is 2,000 rands. You look in your account of Luno and you still see 10 Bitcoins because that's what you have. You still see 10 Bitcoins, but now you are seeing that it says 20,000 rands. What you need to understand is that you still have 10 Bitcoins. Your number of Bitcoin has not changed. Your asset base has not changed, but it is now worth more. The value of this has gone up. It's now worth more. And you decide, I'm going to withdraw. People always say, can I withdraw? Some people, can I withdraw every week? Can I withdraw every month? I want you to see what withdrawing means. To withdraw, it means you must sell your coins. You buy them off a market because somebody is a buyer. Luno is a market that connects buyers and sellers. You go there. Some people call it trading. So I just want to close this off. You go there and you're looking at Luno. It says, it connects buyers and sellers. You say, okay, I'm going to sell. So for you to withdraw from your Bitcoin, you must sell some Bitcoin. So you are saying, I'm going to sell. Here's your money bag. You sell. You say, I'm going to, or people say, I want to withdraw my profit. You withdraw your profit, you are selling. So you say, I want to get 10,000 out. Let me take out what I put in. So to do that, it means you must sell because one Bitcoin is 2,000 rands. Now your 10 is worth 20. You are going to sell 5 Bitcoins. You've got 5 left. Now you've cashed out 10,000 rands, right? And when you look there, you've got 5, because 1 is 2,000, it's looking like you've got a 10,000. But remember, you do not have 10,000 rands. You've got 5 Bitcoins. If you sell them at that time, you will get 10,000 rands, but you've got 5 Bitcoins. If the next day you look and the price of Bitcoin, or even the next minute, even the next second, the price of Bitcoin is 500 rands, you would still have 5 Bitcoins, but you would see that if you were to sell those 5 Bitcoins, you would get 2,500 rands. You still have that because the price has dropped. It is worth less, but you still have that. If, for example, you waited for the price to go all the way up again to what? Let's say it went up to 3,000 rands for 1 Bitcoin, and you still have your 5 Bitcoins, you're still going to see 5 Bitcoins, but now they are going to be worth 15,000 rands. Let's say it comes at the time when you want to pay school fees, or at the time you want to go on holiday, or just saying, you know what, I want to get out of this space, whatever you want to do life with. And you say, I want to cash out, I want to withdraw. Withdrawing means you say, I want to withdraw 15,000 rands, I need 15,000 rands. That means you must sell these 5 Bitcoins. You are left with 0 Bitcoin. But you have bagged another 15,000 rands. So in total, you have now got 25,000 out of this, and you had spent 10, you made some money. You paid off your debt. You did what you needed to do. But has it made you a multimillionaire? For you to start making money again, you must start accumulating and buying more coins. Take out more money from your pocket and buy more coins. So the question is, as you are sitting in this room today, how much extra money do you have to be feeding into your Bitcoin? I get people who say that, oh, Maggie, I've got 50,000 rands and I want to do something with my 50,000 rands, but I need this 50,000 rands to work for me for as long as possible. Those people have opted to do some sort of a business that pays them in crypto and bringing in more money and money and money. But otherwise, whatever you decide to do, whatever you decide to buy and hold, hodling. That is hodling I was showing you. When you want to withdraw, you must sell that asset. So you are better positioned if you find something that will allow you to work for your money. We need to work for the money. It does not, if you want to be a multimillionaire in the crypto space, either you are going to be putting in a lot of money, or you are going to put in money that will allow you to work to make more money, whatever that work is. Some people do the work in the form of trading. Some people do the work in the form of network marketing, only if they get paid in crypto. So otherwise, you personally must be taking more money and putting it into crypto. Every month, I decided that I'm going to buy Bitcoin Vault worth 1,000 rands. So I am putting more and more and more money because I want my Bitcoin Vault to grow. So that demands me to be putting in money. Those who are saying, I want something else, I want my money to grow, I have found that network marketing is one thing that will give you the most amount of money coming in, but you have to work. So if you find a space that allows you to work in network marketing and pay you in cryptocurrency, and you are willing to give it a shot and work, that is one way to actually get yourself into the millionaire status. Unless you also find a coin in its infancy, like those who found Bitcoin when it was 140. Find a coin in its infancy and be prepared to keep it for a long time. I've got people who bought Bitcoin in May, and they say to me, oh, Sis Maggie, it has not gone up. They have not even finished 6 months. Oh, Maggie, it went down. Yes, it goes up and down. When I started working, I was sold an endowment policy. That policy was going to mature in 30 years. And was going to pay me, I think, 100,000 or something in 30 years. I was so excited. I was 20 years old. I was excited. I bought this endowment policy. I was willing to wait for 30 years. Come to crypto, people want to ask me after 6 months, is it really going to go up? That time, they only bought for 300 rands. What are you expecting to get for 300 rands in 3 months? No financial freedom. Nothing. So be willing to put in the work. Otherwise, people are going to scam you out of your money that you have earned so hard but you are looking for quick solutions. There are solutions out there, but be prepared to hold on to your coin for as long as possible. And let me show you something, because when we say there are no guarantees, sometimes people think that we are making things up. Let me show you something so that you understand. I'm just going to go into, okay. I'll share this with you now. Okay. This is a website that you can all go to called CoinGecko. You can all go in there. It will give you a lot of information about a lot of cryptocurrencies. CoinGecko.com. You can see here, it says there's 11,000 coins. Those are the ones that are listed on CoinGecko. It tells you that there is 539 exchanges. Those are the companies that allow you to exchange between fiat currency and cryptocurrency. The market cap is over 39 trillion rands. Let's go there. No, go to coin market cap. You can also go to coin market cap. It shows you on coin market cap, it's 16,000 cryptocurrencies. The coin market cap is over 2 trillion US dollars. So let's go back to CoinGecko. That's just showing you how big the crypto space is. Now there's 11,000. How are you going to begin choosing? Some people just say, I want to look at the top 5. Okay, so let me just go to CoinMarketCap. Some people say, I just want to go look at the top 5. So when I go to cryptocurrencies here, there's the top 5. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin, USDT, Solana, Cardano. Oh, I include Cardano because I like Cardano, so I went to the top 6. So you can go there and check out what you want to do. But what I want to show you today is you want guarantees in the crypto space. Here's Bitcoin. At the moment, one Bitcoin is 784,000 rands, right? Let's go down. They tell you there'll only be ever 21 million in supply. At the moment, 18 million has already been mined. The market cap is 14 trillion. Oh, yeah, I think this is not billion. Rands, no, it's trillion. I don't know, whatever that number is. Okay. Now let's go down here. This is just today, ne? You see, 24 hours, just today. In 24 hours, do you see it's not a straight? Look at this. At some point, one Bitcoin today, no, yesterday, Christmas Day, at just after 8:30, was almost 800,000 rands. Today, at about 2 o'clock, it was 779,000. Almost 100,000 off. You see that? But now, you find people wanting you to give them guarantees, but look how much it has moved. The line is not a straight line. It keeps changing every minute. Let's also watch this. Okay, so it's 78438. Let's see if it would have changed by the time we finish this, okay? If you go to 7 days, did it change? Yeah, 7 days. At some point, it was 724. And then we found it going as high in the 7 days. It went to 801,000, 805,000 in 7 days. On the 24th, day before Christmas, it was 800,000. Before that, 762. 7 days ago, 724. Now it's sitting at about 785. But you want guarantees. People will guarantee you things. I want you to check this as well. The all-time low, the lowest it has been recorded on CoinGecko, by the way. In 2013, it was 600 rands, 666 for one Bitcoin. The highest it reached, more than 1 million, 2 months ago. Today, it's gone as low as 770 in one day. 773, it's gone as high as 799 in one day. In 7 days, we've seen a low of 724, the high of 805. What I'm trying to show you is that, yes, over time, you can see from over 8 years ago, it went from 600 rands to 1 million. So over time, it is going in a straight line. It is appreciating in value, but it's not a straight line. It goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So how do people even begin to guarantee you anything? On CoinGecko, you can even check for Bitcoin Vault. Bitcoin Vault, 107 rands today. Okay, it's gone up 3.4% today. Let's look at it today. Look at that. It was 108 at some point. This is all today. 101 at some point, all today. It has gone almost half down. In 2020, that was the all-time high I was telling you about. Today, it was as low as 101, 100 rands to 105. In 7 days, it has gone as low as 93 rands. Who guarantees you anything? But if you can see, all-time low, 87 rands, all-time high, 8,000 rands. So let's go back to 180 days. It was at 300,000 in June. Look where it is now. Is it gonna go back up again? We think so. Look there. December, this time last year, almost. Just 2,000 rands. It's going down. But if you can check Bitcoin, because people think, is it going to go up again? Is it going to go up again? Let's go back to Bitcoin. To give you comfort that Bitcoin has seen the exact similar path. Look here. Where's Bitcoin? This thing doesn't want to stay at the top there. I'm trying to take it to the peak of Bitcoin. Oh man, I can't get there. No, it's gone to a time when I didn't. Let me just refresh it. Okay. Max again. I want to show you that Bitcoin, okay, it was up there. It just doesn't want to stop there. When it went to 300,000, then it went that low. Hey, it doesn't want to stop at the lowest point. Look at it, 82,000. 82, just even lower than that at some point. Let's go here. Date range, can I put a date range somewhere? There we go. I want us to go to 10 December 2017, and then up to 10 December 2018. Okay. Do you see? There, it actually went as high as 300,000. I don't know why it's not showing up to that graph, but it went as high as 300,000 and then 48,000 rands in a year. It went down that low. But today, Where is it? Did it recover? Absolutely. And there's more and more of those periods where it's gone up and down, up and down. So it's up to you to understand that the longer you keep it, you may just be buying at the time where it is going down. It is up to you to say, let me hold on, or let me give it up. So that is really what I want you. Lerato says, can you perhaps advise on which coins or tokens we can buy in anticipation of the coin? Lerato, I'm afraid I cannot. You see, Lerato says in anticipation that the coin or the token will be bullish. Bullish meaning that it's now on an upward trend. I don't know. I don't know when it's gonna go up. And I don't trade, and so I don't do market speculation, but I like hodling. I collect the coins based on the fundamental analysis. So a lot of people like me would look at the top 5 or top 10 and just choose from there. Okay, otherwise it's just guesswork. Okay, so having said that, we have come to the end of our training, and I've promised everybody that we are going to have a ceremony of certificates, and let us do that, celebrate the African way. You know, when I go to my kids' school, when they've got prize giving, I make a noise, and like and ululate and all that, and my kids give me a look that says, "Yo, mama, you are embarrassing us." You know, and I'm thinking, how can I have my daughter, my son doing so well? They're calling out the A's and people. And then the day I don't do it, when they get off the stage, they say, "How, mama, we did not hear you." I said I'm embarrassing you. But anyway, so let us do it the African way. When you see your name, shout out, make a noise, and excuse me, enjoy the session. Enjoy it. It's my favorite part. I'm gonna share it. Let me just make my volume go up. Make sure that you hear this sound to its highest. It's up. Okay. Let us get there. Where is my show? There we go. Now, at this time, you can have your mics on. You can unmute yourself. You want to hear the noise now. Unmute yourself, cameras on, and let's just go crazy. Where is it? Oh, mamas.
Thank you, leadership. Thank you. I was watching, listening in the taxi. That much appreciated. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Finally. Thank you, that's me. Thank you.
Ubone kamala ko bang
Thank you. Hello.
Thank you.
Okay. Again, let's just care some.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah. Why?
Not yet. Sensitive Katala. Lydia.
And that is it. I'd like to say congratulations to each and every person who saw this right until the end. You know, yeah, it wasn't an easy time to be in this session because of the festivities that are going on. But all the way I can. Just need to just mute everyone again, just quickly. The noises. Yeah, awesome. So thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate your commitment to your own learning. You know, I always say that when you have the first thing that is a key for you to succeed is showing up. And you just showing up and saying, you know what, we are going to make this thing work for ourselves is the best gift you could have given me and yourself. And I hope that this session made a difference to you. I hope it kickstarts you into this crypto space. I hope it has taken away the intimidation that comes with being in this space. I'm a biggest believer in crypto. I believe it is the next poverty alleviation tool. I believe that we must apply our minds, and I believe in the adoption of cryptocurrencies through education. Hence, I'm doing this. Thank you so much for joining in. And if you still want to continue, I'm certainly by no means an expert in the space, right? But I have just dedicated myself to teaching people about how it works. And I am willing to walk this journey with you if you are so willing. Some people have already sent me their details. I appreciate that. And I will connect with you in the next couple of days. If you want me to show you anything, send me a private WhatsApp message. Tell me who you are so that I get an understanding of where you are at now and what you want to achieve in this space. I will send you all a link to my Facebook page. Join in there. I'm looking forward to exciting things coming up in the crypto space in the beginning of the year, and I'd like to share them with you as they come up. Any opportunity that I find that's exciting, I will share with you. There's actually another training that is coming up that somebody else is doing. I will share it in my group, in my Facebook page, so that if you want to join in, you can certainly do that. It's exciting. It's continuous learning. I'm learning every day. I'm moving into the decentralized finance space, and I'm learning a lot in that space as well. And I'll share that with you if you are so interested. And most importantly, I want you to start your cryptocurrency portfolio. You can start small. It's a pity yesterday was Christmas Day and I was with family. I didn't feel like it, but normally on Saturdays, I would have done my training to show you how to start buying your own cryptocurrency as little as 100 rands. Just get yourself into the space. Learn to do it for yourself, okay? Learn to get in there and buy crypto yourself. And as soon as I start the sessions again next year, I will let you know and get into it. It's not as bad as it looks. But I hope I have managed to help you with the certificates to be more comfortable in the space. Les Brown says it's up to you. Every passing moment is another chance for you to turn it around. Take this thing up. Take it up. That's what I can say. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. Your certificates, by the way, I will send it to each and every one of you in your WhatsApp. You will receive it. Can I not commit to tonight? Normally I send them on Friday night. I mean, immediately after the session. But today I've got my family visiting me and they're thinking, ooh, this lady is so antisocial. But I will certainly be sending you all your certificates and they will come through in your WhatsApp. And I appreciate you. I love you. And I wish you all the best in this journey. Have a super blessed evening and good night.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
for
so
your
much.
effort. Thank you and everything. We are so blessed.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Yeah, I will. Thank you so much. Thank you for your attentiveness.
Thank you, sister. Thank you, Sis Maggie.
Thank you, Miss Maggie.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, YouTubers.